Hey guys, welcome to another week of Segway Magic. This week we are talking about our first fandoms. This one's a little bit tricky for me because we didn't get the internet at home until 1997, so I kind of feel like by the time we actually got the internet at home, my prime fandom days were sort of over a little bit. I don't know. So I was never really that into fandom. I'd never created my own websites or hung out on chat rooms or anything because we only had the one computer and mostly my little brother wanted to use it to play Civilization 2. That said, I guess you could say that my first fandom was the X-Files. I loved the crap out of the X-Files in high school. That was the first show where I actually owned merchandise. That was the first show that I cried over. That was the first show where, I shipped them before I knew what shipping actually was. I had X-Files posters and X-Files t-shirt, the X-Files on VHS. I still have season 1 somewhere. I had an X-Files quiz book. I had David Duchovny's autobiography, which I don't even know, but I had it. I had X-Files novelizations in English and in French because that seemed like a genius idea at the time. I'd also spent a lot of time on the Yahoo directory going through pictures and downloading them and printing them out to stick on my walls because there never seemed to be enough X-Files posters for free in TV Week and stuff like that. So I would download all these pictures and print them out in black and white because of course colour printers hadn't really been invented yet. I can actually remember my first real exposure to the internet was when we went over to my uncle's house, and he's a computery, IT, techie person. So we went over to his house when we were talking about getting the internet at home, and my parents had never used it, so they kind of wanted to see what we could do with it. So we went around to his place, and he was like, "What's a thing that you're interested in?" And I was like, "Oh my god, the X-Files." So he showed us a ton of different websites related to the X-Files, and he printed off a bunch of stuff, like this huge slab of paper for me to take home and flip through, and it included my very first fanfic. Yes, friends, my first ever fanfic was an X-Files fanfic, and I can still tell you exactly what happened in it. Mulder and Scully had a big fight because Scully didn't have her own desk. She then got abducted by aliens again, and Mulder was all sad panda about the fact that she'd been abducted by aliens. He felt bad for not having bought her a desk. He bought her a desk, and the aliens gave her back. Yes, it was a fic about Scully getting a desk. From there, I guess you could say my next fandom was Dawson's Creek. I don't remember ever reading any Dawson's Creek fanfic or anything like that because I didn't know how to access that sort of stuff by myself, and I didn't want to go to my uncle and be like, "Hey, can you find me Pacey Joey fanfic? That'd be great," because that's weird. And I guess once I finished watching Dawson's Creek, it was kind of time for me to move into the Joss Whedon fandom. I would say the Buffy fandom, but it was really more the Joss Whedon fandom. And that lasted for a really long time, and I had a ton of merchandise from Firefly and Buffy in particular. Never really Angel, because, it's Angel. But Buffy and Firefly I certainly had a ton of stuff from. And I was very vocal about my love of Joss Whedon. I wore my t-shirts proudly. I have not done that in quite a while. But that was my love, was the Whedon fandom. The only fandom that I've ever really been involved in a creation sense, I think, is probably Marvel. I've written a couple of fanfics on Marvel stuff, and they will never ever see the light of day. So yeah, those are, I guess, my first fandoms. I can't wait to hear about the fandoms that you guys have been involved in or loitered on the edge of, like I have. Mari, I will see your face on Thursday. Bye guys.